Charlie podcast, bumping to your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie podcast, bumping to your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass.
Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. I'm Charlie Perry, and today, man, is a special holiday to me. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Got to celebrate the man. He's everything that we would possibly want to be as a human being, just trying to make things better for everyone. And it's he's definitely a world icon. It's not just an American icon. He's a world icon. So happy Dr. King Day. Today I wanted to come on this podcast here on Fireside, and I welcome everyone that's here, whether you're here now or on replay. Please, thank you for the support and continue to support. Over this past weekend, I happened to see a post by Mercy Morganfield. Mercy Morganfield is the daughter of McKinley Morganfield, who's also known as Muddy Waters. And the post was caught me just caught my attention, and I was really when I started seeing who she was talking about, it drew my interest very much to a high level, only because I love Muddy Waters. I love what the music he makes. It just kind of mellows me out and keeps me nice and just mellow. And so this post was really something that I really enjoyed reading, only because it started me to do a little research. And Muddy Waters was a tremendous musician, tremendous artist. So I'm just going to read this post just to get us going. But before I do that, I want to say hello, Tony. Happy Dr. King Day, man. Nice to see you. Appreciate you. Excuse me. All right. So this post was on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and it was by Mercy Morganfield. All right. And she says, my life purpose as McKinley Morganfield's daughter, and it has in parentheses, I have other purposes for my life, but this is what I wish for my dad's legacy. And she numbers a few things. She says, in my lifetime, I vowed to restore some of the wealth that was stolen from my family and my father's side by nefarious people. Dad left his legacy to 6 people. We own the rights to his likeness, image, publishing, songwriting, copyrights, and music. Dad was wise enough to know that he needed a will. So many musicians, even famous musicians, did not bother to make a will, even knowing they were dying, still didn't make a will. That never ceased to amaze me. But so much of our birthright was stolen from us. I was a very young adult when my dad died. Over the years, we were effing robbed blind. We finally challenged the manager. We could only go back 7 years financially. The banks did not keep records past 7 years. Shame. Dear God, the opportunity cost of what we lost, how that money may have changed the lives of my family. But looking at it all, Now we move forward because that is all we can do. That's her first goal, and very interesting. And she should do that. All his children should do that. So, all right, we're going to move on to number 2. And she mentions about a will. It's very, very important. Too many of us don't have one, and it's very, very important at any stage of your life. Not until you get sick or in a nursing home. It should be something that's in place. And I got to practice what I preach. I understand. I really do. But you don't want to make things much difficult or more difficult to your family when you pass away. If you have it in writing, it makes it that much easier. All right. She goes on and mentions in number 2 her second goal. It says, my second goal is to ensure Daddy's story is told through the lens of a Black person. The story of so many blues musicians have been told through the lens of white historians. Many have done painstaking research. But remember, the resources for research are also usually provided by white historians. So the research is whitewashed. Most of the founding blues fathers have very limited education. Most are very intelligent, but not formally educated. My father, for example, was one of the smartest human beings I have ever known. He was brilliant, a very intellectually gifted man. Y'all only know him as a musician, but he was so good at so many things. He was wise. He gave me great advice that I still follow. Mercy D, you can't get a good deal from a bad man. To this day, if the MF is shady, I don't care what kind of great deal he puts on the table, I ain't effing with him. He is going to find a way to cheat you. His bad energy is going to F with your good karma. Every time I think about doing business ventures with someone, I rethink and look at the person under a microscope. Shady bees, don't change their stripes. No matter how much they smile in your face, I smile back and quickly bow out. My daddy taught me that. I want my dad's story or my daddy's story. The world needs to hear it. Not with a script written by a Black man and produced by a white man. He who produces can also edit according to his lens of the world. Daddy's story is the story of so many other blues musicians. I do not want a white overseer to tell Daddy's story. Hold on. Continues. All right. So I get what she's saying. She wants someone that's real, someone that, that has a feeling or has some feeling of what Muddy Waters was going through that time. And so I get it. And it's her prerogative. It's her father. So, there's things that, the family wants him to be remembered for. And why, if a story is going to be told, a movie being made, well, guess what? The family should be involved. So I see where she's coming from. And all you can do is just support her. Agree or disagree with her choices of who tells the story and who directs it. That's her prerogative. It's her story. All right. So that's good. That is some good stuff. So now you see, I read 1, I read number 2. Those are her goals. So as I'm reading it, I'm like so glued into and kind of thinking of, man, he was shortchanged over his lifetime. Um, Whether it's business part of the spectrum, the family part of the spectrum, whatever it may be. But he was clearly, as his daughter's saying, they took some of his money. And maybe their struggles would have been a whole lot less if they did or was financially or economically fit, which I'm pretty sure they are now. But, it took a while. It took a fight, probably. So let's move on to number 3. This is, I want to see the blues involved to include black and brown blues musicians, women and men. If black folks understood the blues story from a black perspective, it would be more of a point of pride than music associated with slavery. When I speak to audiences and ask them, what do they think when I say the word blues? How would you describe blues music? The response is, it's sad struggles, hardship, and who the F would want to listen to that? Then they are surprised when I say 90% of my dad's songs were about sex. He was a Maine, as she says, spelled M-A-child N. That represents I'm grown. He once said the world is going to know his name. The world he says, I want the world to also know him. He was more than a musician. He was so much more. And he was, I've did some things and research on Muddy Waters, and he definitely came from a rough time, and a lot of his music displays, like she said, lyrics of sex. So, but what I'm getting at is this musician was just made me feel good all my life. And that I think that was his intention, to make people feel good. And to me, that's a good man. All right. Feel free to come to the stage if you wish, Tony. I really appreciate you. If you wish. Um, I have my headphones on today. Just as we were going on air, I did something to my adapter. And so I can't use my microphone other than this phone. And I hope I'm coming in loud and clear, which I believe I am. So, Muddy Waters, my man. Let's see if I can play some music here that I had on the side. Let's see what we got here. All right. This man is just, hold on, let's see. I see you, Tony. I'm sorry. You're working right now. All right. I got you. All right. 2 weeks notice. Love it. That's my man. Good man, Tony Cordova. From the show, I'm Right, and Double PFR. Great shows. You can hear them on Wednesday or see them on Wednesday on the Fireside, where him and his wife do their thing with I'm Right. I like going on there. I love listening to them talk their talk. And the best thing is I get to interact with their audience, their people, and see how they are. Like, Stefan from The Conversation. We got Monica. Monica's a riot. She really um, took the stage on Tony's last show, Tony and Joe's last show, and it was great. It was great, great, great. All right, let's see here. Let me kind of scroll down here, see what I can come up with. All right, let's see here. Well, we're going to leave that alone for now. Well, anyways, Muddy Waters, McKinley, Morganfields. That's it, man. I just want to kind of bring this story out only because his daughter bring it to social media. And sometimes we forget about the old timers, and we kind of leave them on the shelf or in the back room, and because we're all kind of geared up or captivated by the new up and coming artists. Um, so I didn't want to forget Muddy Waters, and I never will. But I thought I owed it to his daughter, who actually went out there on social media and kind of told this story. For one, she captivated me. She did um, her father some justice by continuing the fight. And when you think about it, she's actually fighting for herself, right? And her siblings, they're fighting for themselves because dad had passed away. So everything that's owed to him should be passed on to the family. Um, so keep fighting that fight. Mercy Morganfield. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook. It's Mercy, Mercy, Mercy Morganfield. Check her out, follow her. I think she's just someone that we should follow, especially if you like Muddy Waters. All right, everyone. I'm going to kind of end this segment. It's a short podcast, but I have some things I want to do, but I didn't want to leave this story untold or unsupported. So that's why I came on Fireside. Feel free to join me this Wednesday. I will be on with one of my old guests that I had, Gabby Anderson, who wrote a book, and we're going to have her on Fireside. I'm trying to bring all my guests to Fireside when it comes to my podcast. I love it, love Fireside, and I want to continue to bring everything that I have right here. And you can catch me on YouTube, Really Charlie YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Makes me feel special when you guys do that. And all right, thank you very, very much for supporting me right now and supporting me on replay. Continue to send me the invites to your show because I do like what you have to say, and I do love almost every single creator on Fireside. Take care, God bless, and I'll be seeing you.